Look at Sanchez, the one that's just married by Bezos. Look at her history. 2 previous marriages, 2 different baby daddies, and she is still winning the richest man in the world. Jiulize maswali mengi sana, because men are back-footed in adapting to this new set of game.
Basically, men have not adapted at all to this environment.
I mean, the men are still insisting on the traditional man versus the modern woman.
Yes. Yeah.
Why? Women are adapting to the demand of the man. Let's go all the way back. Women used to be married when they were innocent.
Yeah.
Their first sexual encounter was with their husband. That used to be the norm.
Yeah.
Now, the modern man wants the woman to know what to do in bed. She has to learn it from Brayo and Kevo.
Yeah.
So the same woman is saying, oh, okay. So you want the wheelbarrow, and you want the lollipop, and you want the parallelogram, and you want the scissors, and you want the cowgirl, and you want the cowboy. Okay, now I have to learn those things before I come to you. Because you want somebody to satisfy you, not to satisfy nature. I was doing so well when my purpose was to satisfy nature. But now you have turned sex into a sport. So now I have to get some practice. Incoming Brayo, Kevo, Deno. They practice with them. So that this guy, when he's just lying there, she knows what to do. That's why they don't want the conversations about their body count. You made me do it. Why would you now turn around and try to shame me for my body count? You wanted a woman who knows what she's doing. Where did you think I'm going to get this from? So we are not going to have that conversation. Thank you very much. You never hear women saying, oh, it used to be much better in the day when our elders would select a mate for us. But men are saying that. Oh, back in the day, women used to be in the kitchen. Oh, back in the day, my father is the one who would go out there and talk to his age mates, and they would bring the one they have chosen to the man. Because you are lazy. Women know how to adapt. They invade men's spaces now. They go to clubs, they go to bars, they go to sports events, they go to golfing events, they go to car shows, they go to car meets, they go to exclusive clubs. Because they are adapting. And she knows how to put herself in the proximity of the man. Look at Elon Musk, that phone girl that turned him down. Twitter. Ashley, the single mother in New York. Twitter. Both of them did exactly the same thing. And you know what is the funniest part? They were exchanging notes on how to score Elon Musk. Fong and Ashley were exchanging notes. Literally. Because they are adapting. So Elon Musk is not on IG. Elon Musk is not on Facebook. But he is on X. So they adapt. They come there. They go to a sports event and buy the best ticket to be in the closest proximity with the highest value man who would afford that ticket. They are adapting. The traditional man is complaining.
Oh, man.
So now, going back to point number 1, we need to equip the young man with the information about the woman so that he can craft his own rules of engagement with this woman to eliminate frustration, to eliminate projecting his failures on the woman and start calling her evil and wicked No, there is no evil or wicked woman ever. There has never been one. When we see them, we call them for what they are. Feminists.
But there was just one thing that you had talked about, and you said, yes, we agree that women need to pick the better option. Do you feel that the way they are picking the better option is correct?
They are adapting to the situation they have been dealt. Because if you look at even 40 years ago, 50 years ago,
yeah,
all she needed to do is become an adult. Then her father would look for the appropriate man for her.
Yeah.
Now, fast forward to 2025.
Yeah.
She has to go to the clubs. She has to pretend she drinks. Do you know women don't struggle with alcoholism as much as men do, in the normal sense?
Oh wow!
I have met so many people. I have interviewed. Just curiosity. They don't know it's an interview. Just out of curiosity. How did you meet your man? Oh, we met in a club. But the moment she scores that high value man, that's the head of clubbing. Now she goes back to her essence. She starts preparing her nest to raise children for this man that she just called. But she had to go do the dirty job in a club. You see all these cheerleaders of NFL clubs. You see all these influencers. You see all these IG models. You see all these people that put themselves in the face of the most high value man. I was an IG influencer. That's not what they like to do, but that is where the marketplace is for the highest value man. And once they score that man, then they start building the nest. They homestead themselves because that is their essence. Yeah. So are they doing it wrong? As opposed to what? That's where the men are. That is the environment they are dealt with, and they are the most adaptive between the men and women. So they adapt to the situation that they are dealt with, and oftentimes they still come up at top. And most importantly, they make it look easy.
Oh yeah, too easy.
You never hear women saying, "Oh, it used to be much better in the day when our elders would select a mate for us." But men are saying that because men are back-footed in adapting to this new set of games that is being played. Oh, back in the day, women used to be in the kitchen. Oh, back in the day, my father is the one who would go out there and talk to his age mates, and they would bring the one they have chosen to the man, because you are lazy. But the woman has a duty to adhere to. She is responding to the universe. She is responding to nature. So the best way to survive is to be the one that survives the most, is the most adaptive one. You look
so
at
basically men have not adapted at all to this environment.
I mean, the men are still insisting on the traditional man versus the modern woman.
Yes. Yeah.
Why? Look at Robert Smith. He's a billionaire. Yeah. He's the richest black man in America. He had a previous marriage when he was young. Now, when he has money and he has divorced his first wife, he has to look for a younger woman. Find out where he found that woman. Do you think that is what that woman was doing? You think that was that woman's calling to be a magazine model? I'm guessing that's what she was. Look at Tiger Woods with the Swedish woman. Do you think where he found her, that was her calling? No. Women know how to adapt. They invade men's spaces now. They go to clubs, they go to bars, they go to sports events, they go to golfing events, they go to car shows, they go to car meets, they go to exclusive clubs because they are adapting. Look at Sanchez, the one that's just married by Bezos. Look at her history. 2 previous marriages, 2 different baby daddies, and she is still winning, the richest man in the world. Jiulize maswali mengi sana. Because she has, as a woman, know how to adapt. And she know how to put herself in the proximity of the man. Look at Elon Musk. He is picking up baby daddies from Twitter. That phone girl that turned him down. Twitter. Ashley, the single mother in New York. Twitter. Both of them did exactly the same thing. And you know what is the funniest part? They were exchanging notes on how to score Elon Musk. Fong and Ashley were exchanging notes. Literally. Because they are adaptive. So Elon Musk is not on IG. Elon Musk is not on Facebook, but he is on X. So they adapt. They come there. They go to golfing events. They go to unveiling of new jets events. They have no clue. What's the difference between a G6500 and a G700? They have no idea. No. But that's where the men are.
Yeah.
They go to a sports event and buy the best ticket to be in the closest proximity with the highest value man who would afford that ticket. They are adapting. The traditional man is complaining.
Oh, man.
So now, going back to point number 1, we need to equip the young man with the information about the woman so that he can craft his own rules of engagement with this woman to eliminate frustration, to eliminate projecting his failures on the woman and start calling her evil and wicked. No, there is no evil or wicked woman ever. There has never been one. When we see them, we call them for what they are. Feminists. Now that's no longer a woman. That now has evolved to something that is no longer a woman. There is no engaging with that one.
Right.
But a woman is a woman is a woman. A woman is going to do what a woman does. Whether you're broken, now that is no longer a woman. Now that's a feminist. Sometimes they do us a favor. They paint their hair bright colors like the toads, the poisonous toads and snakes in the wild, so that we can identify them from afar. Just like the animals know, don't approach that multicolored toad, it's poisonous. Don't approach that snake with multiple colors on it, it's dangerous. Right now in my mind, I'm like, if I have to edit this video, I'll put pictures and videos of those dangerous toads and frogs and snakes. But you all know that. So this broken woman here, that is no longer a woman, she paints her hair to tell you, beware, I'm broken. She puts on tattoos. She has multiple piercings. She is telling you, hey, don't go around engaging me and then blame women for what I'm going to do to you. Me, I'm not a woman. Me and this other thing here, you should have known. The animals in the wild know. Even the lion cannot come anywhere close to a poisonous snake, poisonous frog. Why would you not know that? Now we are telling the man, here is the information. To eliminate the frustration, to eliminate these connotations of negative labels. Now, there we are. Have we now figured out what we are doing to the man?
Yeah.
Okay, what is point number 2?
It makes absolute sense.
Point number 2.
Yeah.
What is the point number 2?
So you touched on why we need the information. Oh, right. So when you get to that level now, when the man has now established himself and now he has the information, now not to abuse that information.
Now you just realized that we already answered the question number 2.
Yeah.
There is no way of abusing information. The whole thing we are doing here is to give the man information so to eliminate the abuse. Once the man has the information, now they are having healthy interactions with the women. What is there to abuse about a healthy interaction with a woman? Yeah. Nothing. And why would I claim power for the actions that is taken by a young man with the information now they have at hand? All we want is to reset the world so that there is one more time harmonious interaction between men and women. This divide, this gender war has gone for so long, and none of these people are coming up with a solution. Yeah. The male side is inciting younger men against women. Yeah. The feminists are seeing the opportunity, and they are saying, you see the incitement on this other side? Become like me. Now the feminists are using the incitement here to recruit women into this thing that is broken. Now you all of a sudden start hearing 23-year-old, they have the language of the feminist. From where? You don't have any bad experience with a man. Where did you get that information from? It's not out of experience. It's socio-engineering by the broken, multicolored feminist that is no longer a woman. Right. But if the young man has the information and there is harmonious, healthy interaction with the woman, that 23-year-old is going to be a woman forever. And she is going to be the one rejecting the broken feminist and her message. Say, you are a spoiler. You are a multicolored, poisonous frog. Get away from thee, Satan. Problem solved.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, you've even answered the third question that I wanted to ask you. And this was a totally different topic, but yeah, actually, what you've just already discussed.
But I want to drag myself. Now I have the opportunity to avoid question number 3. But I want to drag myself there. I want that fight.
I'm going to ask it anyway. Okay. So there was another thing I was thinking about. You've heard of the term pretty privilege, right? You know, like people who are good looking can probably get.
They are not
with
people,
anything
they are women. Not people.
Women, yes.
They are women.
Yes, they're women, but they're also men. Do you agree? There are also men who are like really good looking men.
But is that a man?
Get away with anything.
Is that a man or is that a metropolitan?
Okay, the point I'm trying to make here is why I'm saying this. These are men that a lot, like, so basically, you know, like Kevo, Bryo, Chad, Tyrone, right? These are the good looking men that all the women flock to and get their hearts broken. And I feel like these men are ruining it for the rest of us, the rest of the average man, because a woman is going to go out with a really good looking dude, He's probably broke, doesn't have a good education, doesn't have any goals in life, but because he looks good, a woman is going to be like, wow, this is an amazing, good-looking person. I want to, have a good relationship with him. And what he ends up doing is, because he's getting this large influx of attention from women, he's not going to value that attention, and he's just going to use and abuse, basically. And he ends up hurting the woman, and that woman now gets into that mentality that all men are bad. And the reason I'm asking this question is because it kind of relates to now the story that I was going to share. So do you believe in, like, there's the pretty privilege on the man side, that men who are really good looking, really basically they're lucky. They were lucky in the gene department, right? They were born with these amazing genes. They look really good, and they basically don't have to put in any efforts to attract women because they just look amazing. And I feel like they ruin it for the rest of us.
But this is a woman we are dealing with. She knows her calling. She knows her purpose. So if I asked you, how many Tylons and Blayo and Denos that you know that are married?
Well, actually, they wouldn't be.
Okay. How many women do you know that are married to a Brayo and a Kevo? The answer is they are there for a reason. And the women are adapting to the demand of the man. Let's go all the way back. Women used to be married when they were innocent.
Yeah.
Their first sexual encounter was with their husband. That used to be the norm.
Yeah.
Now, the modern man wants the woman to know what to do in bed. She has to learn it from Brayo and Kevo.
Yeah.
And right now, somebody is jumping to oppose that, but I'll tell you why. It's because the purpose for sex has changed. When the woman was a virgin, and that's when she would get married, the purpose for the sex was for recreation.
Yeah.
Now, the sex is a sport. So the same woman is saying, oh, okay. So you want the wheelbarrow, and you want the lollipop, and you want the parallelogram, and you want the scissors, and you want the cowgirl, and you want the cowboy. Okay, now I have to learn those things before I come to you. Because you want somebody to satisfy you, not to satisfy nature. I was doing so well when my purpose was to satisfy nature. But now you have turned sex into a sport. So now I have to get some practice. Incoming Brayo, Kevo, Deno. They practice with them. So that this guy, when he's just lying there, she knows what to do. But that's not what it used to be. Now, you know, people who abuse prescription drug. What is the term given there? They are using the drug for recreational purposes, right?
Recreation, yeah, right.
You caught it very quickly. Thank you. Watch this, right? an 18-year-old is a virgin. Her first encounter, the purpose of getting married was for creation purposes.
Yeah.
Now, the modern man has redefined the meaning of the word recreation. The same way now we use the name recreation when we are talking about people who abuse prescription medicine. Did you get it? The word is the same. It's recreation. But in the modern way, now sex is recreation as in sports. It's a sexual activity. Right. It's a sport activity. The same term remains. The same term when you abuse prescription drug, recreation. Now there is a misinterpretation of the same word that means two different things for two different reasons. Now the woman adapts to that. So now you want to treat sex as a recreation, like recreational drugs. I will come with the skill set to adapt to that. But 50 years ago, she never needed to do that.
Oh, man.
That's why they don't want the conversations about their body count. You made me do it. Why would you now turn around and try to shame me for my body count? You wanted a woman who knows what she's doing. Where did you think I'm going to get this from? So we are not going to have that conversation. Thank you very much.
Man.
I am adapting to what your new demands are. You are treating sex as a drug, a recreational. So I cannot come equipped after playing around with Blayo and Kevo and Deno, and then you want to turn around and shame me as who? Shame on you, boy. But what was the question?
The question at the end of all of that was, they say that once they have encountered Kevo Brayo, now they have this mentality that all men are bad and evil because, it's that pump and dump kind of thing. And then it leads to the average man, the ugly, the medium or ugly looking guys.
There is no ugly looking guy, bro. There's a broke guy and a guy with money. End of story. Yeah. So now I know where you are going and I'll help you there.
Okay.
Remember when I jumped in, I said there's no ugly guy. There's just a broke guy and a guy with money.
Yeah.
The value of a man is his resources, his money, his power, his influence, his access. Now we are telling the man, build that so that you can participate in this marketplace of exchange of values, and so that you can access the woman with the highest sexual market value. You can go back to 1950, where the woman had kept herself pure, or closest to that. Now we want to call it body count. But that's exactly what the man is doing. The highest sexual market value is in the youngest, most malleable woman with the lowest body count. For you to access this one here, you have to have built yourself up here. So these other women are not yours if you are playing this high game. And you have the information to know, which is where you and I started long time ago, that when you have built yourself and you have fixed your frame, and now you are a high value man, you cannot share that value with somebody who does not have a value of their own. And you cannot share it with somebody who denied you their own sexual market value when you didn't have one for yourself. So now that eliminates the people you interacted with at the same proximity age group. So now we have to go back to the days of our fathers. They were in their 20s, some of them in their 30s, and they were marrying teenagers in early 20s.
Yeah.
Because that's where the value is, because of the essence of the woman.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
All right.
All right, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.